Have you ever gotten into a taxi and felt like you were stepping into a confessional booth on wheels? Well, that's what it was like riding with Malik. His taxi wasn't just a car. It was a sanctuary, a comedy club, and a therapy session all rolled into one, cruising through the neon-lit veins of the city. Malik had a simple pricing system, $10 for the ride, and a joke on the house. You see, people would slide into his back seat carrying the weight of the world, anger from a bad day at work, stress from bills piling up, or the sharp sting of a broken heart. But by the time they reached their destination, something had changed. They'd leave with a smile, a little lighter, their troubles momentarily forgotten, replaced by the echo of Malik's easy laughter. He wasn't just a driver. He was the city's unofficial therapist, and his dashboard Buddha bobblehead seemed to nod in agreement with every piece of wisdom he shared. One particularly dark and rainy night, the kind that seems to amplify every worry, his back door opened and a young woman in a beautiful, but slightly tear-stained white dress got in. She was a bride-to-be, escaping her own engagement party. Her voice trembled as she confessed, more to herself than to Malik. I think I'm marrying the wrong guy." Malik glanced at her in the rearview mirror, his eyes calm and knowing. He didn't offer platitudes or empty reassurances. Instead, he took a slow turn and said, "Well, then you just paid $10 for a sneak preview of a lifetime of regret. Cheaper than the wedding, I'd say." A surprised laugh burst out of her, cutting through her tears. It was so unexpected, so absurd, that it broke the spell of her sadness. She wiped her eyes and looked at his reflection. "You know," she said, a real smile finally reaching her eyes, "you're way better than my actual therapist." Malik just grinned. He probably doesn't offer a choice of 3 different air fresheners, though. Pine, new car, or ocean breeze. That single ride, that moment of shared humor and humanity was a turning point. It wasn't about the joke itself, but the perspective it offered. Malik had a gift for reframing problems, for finding the light in the darkest corners. He didn't have a degree in psychology hanging on his wall, but he had a PhD in people, earned over thousands of miles and countless conversations. He'd heard it all. The aspiring actor who just bombed an audition, the CEO who felt empty despite his success, the student overwhelmed by exams. To the actor, he'd say, "So you didn't get the part. Good, now you have more time to practice your Oscar acceptance speech." To the CEO, "You've climbed the mountain. Maybe it's time to enjoy the view instead of looking for a taller one." He wasn't solving their problems, not really. He was just holding up a different mirror, one that reflected their own strength and resilience back at them. His taxi was a place where you could be vulnerable without judgment, where a simple, honest conversation could feel more healing than a formal therapy session. He reminded them that sometimes the meter isn't just tracking miles. It's tracking moments of connection. A few weeks after that fateful night with the runaway bride, a thick envelope arrived from Malik at the taxi depot. He opened it, and inside was a photograph. It was her, the bride, but this time her smile was radiant, genuine, and she was standing next to a completely different man. Tucked in with the photo was a simple note. "Thanks for the ride. I took a different route." Malik held the picture, a slow, warm chuckle rumbling in his chest. He looked at the happy couple, then at the little Buddha bobblehead on his dashboard, which gently rocked as if in celebration. "Guess my degree in listening finally paid off," he said to himself with a wink. Malik's story reminds us that guidance and healing can come from the most unexpected places. It's not always found in a quiet office, but sometimes in the shared space of a moving car, with a stranger who knows just the right thing to say. It proves that sometimes the very best therapy doesn't need an appointment. It just rides shotgun. So next time you're in a cab, maybe strike up a conversation. You never know who's behind the wheel. You might just meet your own Malik. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more tailies from the heart of the city. We'd love to have you along for the ride. See you in the next one.